After touching the soldering iron tip to the solution, touch the solder wire you want to use to accumulate at the tip. You see how quickly he collects solder. By touching the tip back to the solution, it revives when you touch a solder ball formed by cold solder and allows you to solder that will never fall into cold solder again. I will tell you about how to use Magic Pen soldering solution and its benefits. As a first move, while our soldering iron tip is cold, clean your old, blackened, rusted and burned soldering tips with the help of solder cleaning wire by rubbing them 10 to 15 times. Or with a very fine sandpaper or with the help of a scalpel that we use at work. Gently clean the metal part without much damage. Take your machine to 300 to 350 degrees and apply thick solder wire to your tip for the first time. Because the ratio of tin and resin in the thick solder wire is high, it will be more accurate to make the first glaze with this. After feeding the solder to your tip, just touch the solution 1 to 2 times. Of course, it would be better to apply this process 1 to 2 times more. If your soldering iron tips are not old, or if you have renewed your tips with our solution as I just described, you can proceed directly to the soldering process. After touching the soldering iron tip to the solution, touch the solder wire you want to use to the soldering iron tip to accumulate at the tip. You see how quickly he collects solder, friends. By touching the tip back to the solution, it revives when you touch a solder ball formed by cold solder and allows you to solder that will never fall into cold solder again. As you can see, you can collect the solder by playing the tip the way you want. After taking the excess solders that you have made in this way with the help of a napkin, your tips will not be scratched and deformed. Your tips will last longer. If you repair such a motherboard with Magic Pen, you will revive the cold solder, as well as prevent the solder from falling into the cold solder again. The device does not fail again due to cold solder. For example, the ports on the motherboard fall into cold solder and cause a malfunction. Just touch the solution to the floor and then solder it. You can use the solution with all the solder wires, whether it is high quality or poor quality. You can easily use the Magic Pen soldering solution with every soldering iron machine such as T26, JBC and the other machines even at low temperatures and also with standard and copper tips. Finally, I recommend that you stay away from acidic materials, so that your solder tip does not deteriorate again and the quality of the solder you make can continue.